mean, since we have a fairly small group, I mean, I guess we're just gonna be pretty casual. So I prepared a bunch of questions to ask Gary in context of Facebook marketing, social media in general. But feel free to just jump in, I guess. And I'm sure there'll be more people coming, and we'll just all have a big sort of town hall kind of style. Okay, so Gary, I guess since we met last time was almost 3 years ago. So I actually met Gary at the MIT event, and at that time, well, I guess Odesk is a lot of time known as kind of this platform to recruit engineers or programmers, more like tech kind of stuff. So I guess what this group audience would be more interested in knowing is how will Odesk help in terms of helping such as something like social media or business management in general, and maybe what is Odesk? So what's the future of Odesk?
Good. Yeah, so Odesk is the world's largest online workplace. So essentially, we help companies, buyers of services, to hire, manage, and pay contractors, people who want to deliver work via the internet. So for companies that are trying to level the playing field and get access to talent that they can't find in their local geography, or maybe they can even find it, but they can't afford them because you have to compete with the likes of Google and Zynga and Facebook and lots of big companies. Is there a way for you to get access to talent, the right talent, the best talent in the world at cost-effective prices, manage them as if they were in your same office, and then pay for that talent legally globally, right? And that's what we do. We help you to hire, to manage, and to pay that talent. So your question is, isn't it mostly for technical work? So we started with technical work, and the reason we started with technical work is because that's where the early adopters and the innovators are. There's massive supply and demand. It has to be done in front of the computer. Quite frankly, that's where the pain is most acute. There's lots of people, the early adopters and innovators are looking to get technical work done, and there's not enough resources, specifically here in the Bay Area or most metropolitan areas, or even rural areas, in order to get that work done. But there's this massive supply of talent out there that would love to be able to work. They just don't live within a 50-mile radius of San Francisco. As a matter of fact, they may not even live in the U.S. So while we started with technical work, as the market matures, you start getting pulled out into other categories of work. And this is very similar to, if you think about early e-commerce or eBay, is a great example. In the early days of eBay, it was about Beanie Babies and Pez dispensers. And if I came to anybody in the audience and said, hey, one day you'll buy a Rolex or a car like this, you would have laughed me out of the room. But here we are 15 years later, and people are buying big screen TVs and cars and food, and look at all of the stuff that we're...
Homes.
And homes. Look at all this stuff. Towns, right? Look at all the stuff we're buying via the internet today. And the interesting part, when you say, what's the future? Or where's the future of Odesk? So we're getting pulled into these other categories. And really, it's any kind of work that can be done in front of the internet, just like e-commerce is expanding into any kind of good you can buy. And what percentage of goods do you think are bought or sold via the internet, via online as opposed to on-site? What do you think the percentage penetration is if they're 50?
5.
Yeah, so 5%. Any other guesses? 80%?
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10? Yeah, it's almost 6%. So it's like 5.8%. So here we are after 15 years, and when I heard the number, I said, no, that's wrong. It's got to be like 20 or 30%. It's only 5.5%, 6% after all of these years. So let's take e-work in the same context and say, what does e-work look like, or work via the internet look like in 5 years or in 10 years? And we think it's massive. And it's massive for a lot of reasons. The same reasons that e-commerce is massive. For the clients that need to get work done, people want to be able to get access to work or access to workers not available in the local geography. They'd love to be able to save money. They'd love to be able to have on-demand talent. Like, what if you don't need the office space? You don't need a phone, you don't need a desk, you don't need benefits, you don't need a lunch, you don't need a bus ride to Mountain View. You think of all of the things, all of the costs that you save by tapping into on-demand talent. And similarly, the workers would love to be able to get access to the best jobs regardless of where they live in the world. And so we think that there's a network effect here where the more people try it, the more they like it, and the more skills. It's like the first book that you bought on Amazon, and then you bought another book, and then you said, why not an expensive piece of jewelry? Why not a washer and dryer? Why not whatever? So we think that the world of work will continue to expand. We think it's a massive opportunity. It's very similar to e-commerce in that e-commerce is about finding the right good, getting delivery of the good, and paying for the good. And e-work is the same. It's about finding the right worker, getting delivery of the work, and paying for the work. And we're the leaders in that space.
So Gary, that's really interesting. So I'm gonna jump a little bit off my question.